There ain't no gold up in them hills, but I bet there's some Sasquatches and Yetis up in them.
Sensitive content incoming.
I would like to get my phone back.
Hey, what's up,
You're
everybody?
gonna record that out.
Welcome to episode 13 of the Squatch and Yeti Show. I'm Squatch,
I'm Yeti.
and Yeti needs a new phone, apparently.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm having a wonderful day.
Splendiferous day.
Yeah, you're starting early. No, yeah. Phone just doesn't, dude. It won't stay on. Like it just keeps going off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on. It'll stay on. I got to stay on for maybe 10 minutes to make a phone call to my brother, and then mid conversation, it just break went out again. I was like, "You son of a bitch!"
So your phone won't turn on, in other words.
Won't turn on, and it just stays
Have
off.
you tried, like, calling it pretty?
I
taking it to
I
dinner?
have. I've rubbed the back of it. I massaged the back. It was a little warm. I remember the other day, like, oh, it might be getting too hot. Well, I was trying to release that heat. It just wouldn't happen, man. I put its favorite little hole, filled it up with a charger, and this is going to be really bad. This gets out there. There's a movie with like some dude, like his phone gets like AI sentience or something, and like the phone convinces him like to plug the charger in and out of it, and it's like the phone's enjoying it, like it's having sex with him. Have you seen that?
I feel like maybe your browser history is why your phone
No.
shut off.
No,
I've never
no,
heard
no,
of
no,
that
no,
movie.
no. It's the guy from Workaholics, the acapella guy, like the real short one with the like.
I don't watch Workaholics.
Okay, he was in Pitch Perfect. You've had females in your life that watch
I'm
that
trying
movie.
is it the like comedian dude that talks about like how he thought he was auditioning for like a baseball film?
I think
like
so.
the little short dude.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
he's kind of like squinty eyes. It's that guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So he's the dude with the phone. Like after this, like I want you to look it up, dude. It's hilarious. The AI's like, oh yeah, that feels good. He's just sitting there like in and out with the charger. I'm like, this is what I'm doing with my phone. I was like, if this thing starts talking to me, we're about to have issues.
Faster.
That's actually
Right
one of the
there.
things in the
Don't
movie.
Stop.
In the
I'm
movie,
charging. Already
Dude.
took a turn for the worst.
Yeah, that's great.
Ah.
I'm sorry. I'm having issues with my phone. And
It sounds like you're having relationship issues with your phone.
I guess, sure. Like, so I get for watching porn on it, right?
Maybe you and your
The
phone need to see other
It's-
people.
Yep, it's about to see the trash is what it's about to see.
There's always second chances, bud.
Not when I break the damn thing in half.
And have you talked to your therapist about this?
I'm gonna murder you if you keep this up. I'm annoyed. My phone ain't working, and all the stuff on it is gone.
So, other than your toxic phone relationship,
Fuck you.
how's life been, man?
It's been pretty good. Work's kind of shitty.
Well,
Which
it
you
always
know
is.
what happened. You know what happened at work. Yeah, that wasn't fun. I still feel like I'm not going to repeat it on record, but I feel like a thing I've already told you, and I can't get unclean. Excuse me, I can't get clean. I'm definitely unclean. Jesus, I'm having a stroke again.
Listen, after that conversation we just had about AI and the phone,
That was a movie!
Uh huh.
It's a movie.
Movie on a website banned in Texas, right?
Yep. You caught me. You know my kink now. I like plugging things into electronics.
Is that why you like Iron Man? You hear Friday's voice and you're like, oh,
I mean, maybe. I didn't think about it that
call
way.
me Mr. Stark.
Call me Heinz Ketchup because I'm about to put a condiment on you. I don't know where I was. That was a terrible thing. I broke Squatch.
God.
I'm about to mustard you. He's broken.
You just said mustard. Well, mustard goes on a hot dog.
I know. This is fucking terrible. So yeah, other than that, I'm having a good time. Like my phone's the only issue lately. Had my birthday like 2 days ago. That was awesome. Actually, you and I, yesterday we went and hung out, had kind of a bro day, and it was really awesome. Had some, dude, food was amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
Buffet.
Who would have thought Golden
classic
Corral?
video games, can't go wrong with it.
I say, yeah, like who would have thought Golden Corral would have been so amazing with the whole wombo combo of pizza, burger, meatloaf, and chicken fried steak all on one plate.
That's the one thing I like about that place is like, if you want a burger and nachos and fried fish.
Honestly, I fully intended on getting a salad. I was actually like, dude, a salad sounds really good right now. As soon as I walked in and I saw like the burgers sitting there, and I was like, no, we ain't having a salad. It just was not happening. Yeah, you had nachos, didn't you?
Yep. Nachos, pizza, meatloaf, and a burger.
And fried fish.
No, get fish and hush puppies. But, that's
That's why Golden Corral is America's diner. That's actually Dennis.
I'm pretty sure Waffle House is America's diner in the South.
No, that's New Jersey. No, we don't. I've actually never had Waffle House.
Dude, Waffle House is great. It's like dinner and a show if you go in at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning after the bar closes.
It reminds me, I want to go like to medieval times too. I've never been there. Need to make that a thing one day. What do you
cool?
Dude,
my kids have been. I haven't.
Oh, that's cool. How about we leave the kids at home and we go and have fun and come back with like little wooden toys? What? I would totally do that. I'd be like, man, the Red Knight was the best.
No, like you go to Waffle House like early in the morning. Here's the thing: that old lady smoking like Pall Mall menthol.
I thought you were going to say pipe.
Order.
I thought you were going to say no pipe for a minute.
She's going to take your order, probably be a little bit of an asshole to you, but she'll keep your coffee full, keep your water full. You'll get the best, greasiest food ever, and you can watch the dude who just rolled a joint with his left hand flipping your food with his right hand. All the meanwhile, the drunk bitches come in and they're throwing stuff, and then that crazy girl that works behind the counter is throwing shit back at them. It's like white trash TV live.
I was gonna say it sounds like Jerry Springer,
kinda.
Like, so that sounds like
dinner and a show.
I really want to go for some chicken and waffles because I heard that they had good chicken and waffles.
My go-to there, I usually get like a burger or breakfast sandwich with the
waffle fries.
No, hash browns, man.
You go to a place called Waffle House and you get nothing to do with waffles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big waffle person,
but you could have gotten waffle fries.
Could have.
Do they have waffle fries?
I don't think so. I don't know. Their hash browns are like what they're known for.
Motherfucker. That's what I was saying that about. I don't know if they're going to our job or if they're going somewhere else.
They could be going to our job to pick up a coworker.
Yeah, true that. Right now, probably be the most appropriate time. Other than myself, how have you been?
I've been good, man. Spending time with the kiddos, the girl, the family. I actually took my girl to meet my sister and everybody last weekend.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was fun, but it was wild because I had my son and her 2 sons with us.
Oh, is that what that photo was on the Facebook? It was like a house full of kids, but it was a blast.
Yeah, there wound up being like 7 little boys running around that house.
Oh my God.
And I felt really bad because like all the kids wanted to go outside and play. My brother-in-law went out there, and I'm like, I don't want to just leave him out there by himself.
Yeah.
So I go out to help watch the kids, because that's a lot of times at cookouts what you do with kids. Like, the dads are all outside watching the kids play.
Yeah.
I felt bad because she didn't, like, she knows my mom. Doesn't really know, like, my sister or anything. I just kind of left her inside, but everybody got along. It was cool.
Nothing like trial by fire. You want to meet the two most important women in my life? If you want to be the third, you have to go in here and do this. Well, what is it, hun? Good luck. Slams the door.
I don't know. I'm never inside for this part.
But you're just like, I'm never around for this part. Good luck.
But it was fun. It was cool.
That's good, man.
Yeah, my son got to spend the weekend, hanging out with her kids, and they got along, so that was obviously really great.
Quick question, because I'm looking at the game over there.
Yep.
After this session, do you want to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
I'd be down.
Hell yeah. Play it for the PS2. Sorry, have you seen that meme?
I guess not.
It's like this weird little, like, lanky, cartoony guy. He, like, walks up to this dude's door and, like, beating on the door. Guy opens the door and he's like, I was wondering if you wanted to drink diet soda, get high, and play Burnout Revenge for the PS2. And I was like, that sounds awesome. Let's do it. Oh, dude, it's great.
Sounds like 2006 all over again.
I think the show, the cartoon's called Smiling Friends. It's a new thing on Adult Swim. They're trying to be like raunchy, comical humor, but they're like really weirdly drawn, doodled characters and crap like you would see from
like Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Kinda. Like, think more of like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Like just those kind of cartoony, like just randomly drawn shits. So
yeah, Adult Swim's kind of gone downhill.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I used to love back in the day was like right before Adult Swim come on, there was like Toonami.
Yes.
And so you would catch like a little bit of Dragon Ball Z and then some like Metalocalypse. And then next thing, maybe like Zoids or something in there. And then next thing you know,
was awesome.
Family Guy, American Dad, all that.
Yeah. You had like your anime style stuff and then like your...
It's the whole reason I didn't get much sleep in my late teens and early 20s.
Same.
Because I just like, man, TV don't get good till 9 o'clock. Like,
yep. Yeah, and that's...
Or when we were kids, about 10:30.
It's like there's no point in like... I wish I could find a way to emulate... like streaming shit nowadays. Like I want to be able to compile like on Netflix or Hulu different things I like the different series and stuff or whatever, and this be like random. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, like so if this is not a thing, I don't think, and it should be. I think they should have a Toonami streaming service.
I would up for it all the way.
And just play all the old Toonami series.
I would be up for that.
Like that, the Toonami, like after school and late night stuff.
I want all like the early 90s cartoons to come back, like Extreme Dinosaurs and stuff like those.
A lot of those are, not all of them, but a lot of them are on Disney.
Really?
Yeah, Disney and
of course
some
Disney
on Tubi.
Like, I'll check out Tubi, but Disney, I'm not too, like, I don't know.
I know at one point they had like Gargoyles, the Extreme Dinos, the which we were talking about the other day, the Mighty Ducks animated series.
Yeah.
I wanna say they have Biker Mice from Mars. I'm not 100% because I wasn't.
Supposedly,
a fan of that
there's
one.
a game coming out for Biker Mice from Mars.
I keep hearing stuff like a lot about that, like that, and they're gonna do a movie. And
I know we talked about this yesterday. The whole it was very brief. We talked about the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin is getting a live action and stuff too.
Yeah, live action and a game.
Oh, yeah, game, not movie. Live action. Is it a series or movie?
It's gonna be a movie, I think, on Netflix. From what I've read.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Like I'm recently installed a game which we were talking about the other day, which this is all being said because it's kind of getting me to my point, which is our topic for today. I love the older games. Obviously, I just reinstalled that TMNT game over there. What are some hills, man, that you kind of like you wouldn't come off of? Like you would probably, like is it those terms like you would die on that hill? Like
Yeah.
it's something you're not like. No matter what happens, like you're not giving up on that.
So, one hill that I would definitely say like I would die on is that, man, media in general, music, TV, movies, games, peaked about 20 years ago in a combination of the extreme wokeism and being inclusive has kind of screwed a lot of things. Like,
Dude, you're right. You're just hitting the nail on the head for me as well. Like I might do that. A lot of that makes sense to me.
Like just in like TV shows and movies alone, I get it. You know, they want to be inclusive, but like, so I feel like if you're watching a show and because the fact that you're not represented bothers you, find a new show.
Yeah, I think it's the like what you're saying. The whole like including everyone and everything.
You wind up excluding
everyone,
your target demographic.
Yeah, like it's. I think they've gone to an extreme with it, and they don't know how to pull it back.
Yeah, well, like we grew up, our generation, like our parents watched Roseanne and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Roseanne has a very target demographic.
Yeah, the mom of the house.
Yeah, but did they try to like? If they tried to do that back then, all inclusive, it would have watered the show down.
Yeah.
I'll tell you an example.
There's not many shows like Roseanne left, is there? Like,
no, they did like a sequel to it on Netflix called The Conners, and they screwed it up bad.
Yeah, no.
Like it.
I still enjoy watching all that stuff because it reminds you of like how families really should be. Like, not this whole pandering and catering to every little thing that for one yourself doesn't even know what you want, and now you're raising a mini you that you're making even worse than you.
Yeah, so like, and I use that show as an example because growing up, they broke lower class white family.
Yeah,
we did identify with that show.
Oh, my family did as well.
I mean, that's partly why we do the whole like bluesy intro on this show is because like,
yeah.
It's funny, like I remember the first time I showed it to you, you were like, I feel like we're about to watch Roseanne.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like we're watching Roseanne or like some other like early 90s sitcom type thing.
Well, like, not everyone was represented in that show. I get that.
I'm actually fine with that though, because like what you're saying earlier, like if it doesn't fit you, okay, cool, go on elsewhere. It's like when you're buying a fucking house or a vehicle, choosing a partner or something. If it doesn't fit you, don't
get a different one.
Yeah, go move on, get something else, go somewhere else. Like, come on now.
I mean, that's like, okay, as a southern white guy, and I love Tyler Perry movies. I do.
Dude, he's fucking.
He's great. Amazing. The Madea movies are hilarious. Okay,
hilarious. I say "oh Lord" a lot,
but like, I mean, is our whole demographic really represented at all in his movies? No. Am I gonna be like Mr. Perry? You should please represent. No, we still choose to laugh at it or we turn it off.
Technically, they did include us white folk, but it was in the form of a Scottish lady.
Well, here's the thing.
Which is another version of like Tyler Perry. I don't remember the guy's name, but he does the same thing as Tyler Perry. He has a character that's like this. I don't remember her name.
Well, when they do include white people in it, it's like definitely the comedic, like, or not comedic relief, more just like the most ridiculously weird version of white people, like the witness protection one.
Like they know what they're doing. Like they do it intentionally. Be like, we're stereotyping the fuck out of both sides.
Yeah, they're stereotyping everything.
Yeah,
and I think it's funny, as woke as Tyler Perry is, like, he knows stereotypes sell. They're
Yeah.
funny. People laugh at them.
Yeah.
You know,
He and like I think that's what the issue is people are so tissue paper thin, bro. Like you say something wrong and you just spat on them and they're like, you can't do
Like,
that though. So
arguably, I think the only reason he gets away with it,
because he's
is-
black.
I actually was not going to say that, because
Oh.
his main character is him dressed as a woman.
Oh, well, he's a black woman.
Yeah, so like that hits that whole demographic that kind of runs Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
Not shitting on that demographic or anybody that is
I
like
have
that or
nothing-
whatever, but I have no issues with anybody. I'm
Honestly,
just
I have
kind
no
of
issues.
pointing out like
What's clearly happening.
yeah. And like when you move past all that stuff, you know, we talk about video games a lot, and the reason why I am so far behind on modern titles, and I know you've heard me say this, I miss the old days of you got a PlayStation for your birthday, right? And you got like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and you put the disc in, and it just worked. All the levels were on there,
I
all
was
the
gonna say, like,
characters were
it's-
on there.
The issue now is the incompleteness of pretty much everything. Like even movies are starting to do it. Like, oh, spoiler, or we're gonna leave you on a cliffhanger. You fuck you.
It's like, if you're gonna leave me on a cliffhanger on a movie, it better be a dope movie so I'll get a sequel.
yeah,
Think of how many movies have left us on some really
That don't
wicked
have
cliffhanger,
yeah.
and like it's like edging to the worst degree.
Yeah, it's not
It
cool.
just blue balled us with cinema.
Yep, it's called Blue Ball Cinema. They do it quite often. But yeah, I think my hill is probably a little less than yours. To be honest, you're gonna laugh at this. I guess it kind of goes a little bit in time with yours, but dude, you will never change my mind on this. Older cars are vastly superior. Like, I'm referring older vehicles from like the 80s and 70s to late 80s, I would say. Vehicles are just superior, bro.
I agree with you. I would even rope in early 90s, because for a while I drove an early 90s Ford that it was still like not all computerized and
Yeah.
all that BS.
The reason I'm that's something I will never come off of is because, dude, what you just said, everything now is computerized. You cannot work on almost any vehicle past, I want to say like 2010. You are not really capable of working on hardly anything, but like maybe doing your oil change, maybe some minor shit on top of the engine. Everything else, dude, you have to go to a mechanic.
You got to be a master tech and an IT wizard to fucking
Yes.
do it. Like,
And like the reason why this is a thing is because here recently, a few months back, my vehicle, I got locked out of my own fucking vehicle. It was just dead in the water. You were there. You saw what happened, dude.
guy
All
showed up with a
because-
laptop to fix it.
Yes, and I have a 2006, and all he did was like, "Oh yeah, your security system is enacted," and it just shut down the whole car. And I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "I have the key. Like, I own this thing." And he's like, "Yeah, well, it read you as trying to steal the vehicle." I was like, "He's like, do you have the key fob for it that like sends that little signal that it's you getting in?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I never got one because I bought the vehicle off of a third party." And he's like, "Well, go get you one of those, dude." Ever since, I've had no issues. I have a new habit now of, even if I have my windows down, I still lock my doors with that key fob, so the system knows that I am aware that it's my vehicle, that I locked it, the windows are down. You don't have to worry about that stuff with like your old 80s and 70s cars, man. Like,
No,
so
I
much
mean,
different. Like, you could clean a carburetor, you fix like 98% of your problems.
I mean, like, look at like, our people like our grandparents' age and even parents and stuff. Like, got an old truck and like it wouldn't start. Like, they just pull the carburetor off, spray that thing full of like
Fucking
Starter
carburetor,
fluid,
it was a
like-
carburetor cleaner or some
Fire
shit.
that
Yeah,
thing right up.
yeah,
Think
Fucking
black
wild.
smoke for about 10 minutes, and then
yep.
is it supposed to shoot sparks out the exhaust pipe, Dad? Don't worry about it.
Yes,
Get in
it
the
is.
truck. Just get in the truck.
But like, I know maybe some of our listeners are mechanically inclined, and like I'm pretty sure they would agree with me as well. Is like, you know, you went from being able to completely fix your own vehicle to, I know why they do it. Obviously, is because like I said prior, like it's just a way for them to get more money out of you. It's along that lines of the like the planned obsolescence we were talked about.
Oh yeah.
It's the same line as that, and that's why I like the older vehicles, dude. That's why I'm saying it's so much better. Because like the main issues you had with those vehicles was the carburetor, maybe a tire, like, you know, a U joint or something would go out, or a tie rod would go out. Dude, they're not like impossible fixes, but you can do them yourself. You didn't have to go to a mechanic.
Yeah, well, like nowadays, you know, you get whatever car, like you take it to your just run of the mill mechanic shop,
Yeah.
you know, and if it's anything more than a tire or oil change, they're like, oh, well, you got to take that to a dealership.
Yep.
And it's just keeping the money in house. It's just like we've talked about how Microsoft is doing with their
Yep.
games, and
Everyone does it, and that's why we kind of rant and rave about it. But so I'm gonna go on my next hill then, because that's, like I said, that's kind of like mine. Like it's this
what's
one's
your
even
next
more
deal?
it's even more outlandish. You ready for it?
What?
The best breakfast is biscuits and gravy with sausage. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Nah, you right on the money with
Like,
that.
dude,
Like,
bro, you cannot go wrong with
if
biscuits
that
and
had
gravy.
never been invented, I would still weigh like 200 pounds.
You do know that biscuits and gravy is what pretty much kept America going back in like the colonization of like different lands and such.
Well, yeah, and like in times like the various like Industrial Revolution, Great
Yeah.
Depression, and all that.
Dude, biscuits and gravy has been a dude. It's just
It
a
was an
thing.
old like Appalachian recipe. Like,
Yeah,
we just had some water and flour,
yeah.
so we made these really hard biscuits, and we're like, well, hell, we gotta
We got
make these biscuits soft.
so
So
we
we're
gotta-
gonna take water and flour and make a sauce.
say you got an abundance of flour, so let's make some white goo to put on them.
Like, gravy was only made to make the biscuits edible.
Yeah,
Now we got these soft, fluffy goodness things
dude,
we call
buttermilk
biscuits.
biscuits.
And we're still like, oh, I'm gonna eat some of that gravy on
Dude,
there.
I'm not gonna lie. Our job has probably some of the best biscuits. I don't know where they get their biscuits from, but like I want to just buy their biscuits and then make my own like white gravy to pour on top of them.
Just frozen biscuits.
I'm gonna frozen biscuit your face with a frozen biscuit.
Listen, I know you're lonely, but
No, I'm hungry. It's lunchtime, man, and I'm hungry. Anyway, dude, yeah. The only exception I will take to take the best breakfast, the breakfast. What the hell did I just? Why has that been happening? It happened the other day at work. I went to say table. I was like, Miss Joe, do you want to come up to the thing? And like, freaking Squatch is standing there watching me. I was like, here, I'm going to scoot you up.
Yeah.
Let me scoot you up closer to the chef. Let me chef table. I looked at him. I was like, did I just have a stroke? Why can I not say table in that sentence?
The thing with their legs and the flat top on it.
Dude, it genuinely concerned me. I was like, why can't I say this? Like, it was like Bruce Almighty when he was messing with Evan Baxter, you know, Steve That's what I freaking felt like. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, dude, it kills me.
Now, I think sometimes people just get stuck on like random words. Like, so I was at the girlfriend's
It
house
wasn't
the
even a
other
tongue
day.
twisting though. Like, it was just, let me scoot you closer to the table. That's not even a tongue twister.
I think sometimes, like, if you're tired or whatever, your brain just kind of.
Just is like, nah, wait, oh, it's a flat ground, but we fucking tripping and falling.
Well, no, so like I'm at the girlfriend's house the other night, and she'd send her kids to bed. We're just sitting up, talking, watching, hanging. I think we're at the table talking, and our oldest got up and was like, "Can I go lay down on the couch?" He laid down on the couch. Well, then the youngest got up and he walks by the oldest one's room and he's like,
Excuse me.
"Where is he?" We jokingly were like, "We threw him in the trash. He's gone." And the oldest gets up and says hi. He goes, like the kid full on just like,
Just
like-
brain couldn't comprehend.
it's one of those moments, and like we all do it. Like your brain just doesn't brain.
Yeah, dude, it's a thing. Like I know so many people who like. Even, I think it also happens like when you see people who are just staring off like just blankly into space. Like they're not looking at anything. Like you can tell like they're just like their eyes are starting to glaze over because like their eyes are drying out. They're just sitting there, just like that their brain just went into just a little reboot real quick. But yeah, dude, that's crazy. Like I said, French toast is the only exception to my biscuits and gravy being number one.
Yeah.
There's no fucking don't you
I mean, French toast is okay, but
dude, hear me out. French toast made with a cinnamon raisin bread and put peanut butter on it. Dude, delicious. Like,
I mean, I'm not a big fan of cinnamon raisin bread though.
you don't really taste the cinnamon. You taste the raisin, but you don't taste the cinnamon.
I will say one time, they have like all the church people down here that sell like the banana bread.
Dude, yeah.
I bought some, and I'm all for like men's ministry and stuff. So I
cannot wait for Halloween because they're going to be up here at the church doing that. I'm going to walk up in there and be like, hey, I'm going to get a couple of them cheesecakes.
Well, this guy, he had chocolate chip banana bread.
Oh, bro.
And I was like, that sounds good. And took a slice of it. And I'm like, that's pretty good. Well, the next day, my kids were hungry for breakfast. And I was like, hold up. I did French toast, chocolate chip banana bread.
Bro, you're blowing my mind.
That was some really rich but good shit.
That sounds amazing. Syrup or just no topping? Like,
did butter and syrup on some. My son actually put peanut butter on his.
See? He knows what's up.
We go through peanut butter like crazy in my house.
Yeah, I actually got a new jar I've been working on. It's a pretty good little snack.
No, definitely.
It's one of my other hills, but it's not one that's going to contend in my top 3. So, yeah, but that's my second hill, man. What's yours?
So my second hill, I'm gonna, I don't know, either make some people think or piss them off with this one. Most unhappy single people typically have their ideal person stuck in the friend zone. And I say this because as a dude that used to be plagued by the friend zone by so many girls I was into, I can't tell you how many times I've heard the bullshit phrase, I just wish I could find a guy like you.
Yes, yep. I'm
over here like,
yep.
Hello? Excuse me?
Yep. So, dude, 100% agree with that. And it pisses me off so much. Like, I agree entirely 100%.
Or they tell you, you're just so sweet. Like, I can't believe some girl hasn't snatched you up.
Yeah.
And you're like.
Or the thing that really gets me is I just wish I could find somebody like you. Me! I'm like me!
It's funny. It's funny you mention this because, I happen to know someone just like me. You want me to give you his phone number?
Let me just hold on a second. Remove your glasses like fucking Superman.
Yeah.
It's Hal. How are you? Like, bro. Dude, like I 100% agree with that. God, it's so annoying.
Like, that's kind of why, like, at this point in my life, when I was single, once I become good friends with a girl, I just immediately, like, deemed them undateable, unscrewable, because no.
I was gonna say, give them a taste with their own.
I don't want to have that conversation with you.
That's it.
And I also stand by my hill because you know the level of crazy bitch I tend to date.
I've got quite a few in my roster.
Like crazy, throw it off. And I I searched for red flags like I was looking for the circus. The girl I'm with now,
You used my analogy. That's so awesome. Thank you,
Yes.
bro.
but the girl I'm with now, she's typically the kind of girl I would have just wound up friends with.
So you're sure you didn't find her in the line at the circus? And that's why y'all didn't go in?
Probably.
Because,
We were both looking for red flags.
Yeah.
Like, hold up, wait a minute.
yep. Hold
But-
up. Wait a
No,
minute.
like she's honestly decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna keep talking to her, see what's up. And
You're just saying all this because she listens, don't you?
no, she don't listen to every episode.
Well, she's listening to this one, though, isn't she?
Probably. but-
Trying to get some brownie points.
But no, she's definitely like not like any other girl I've been with. And
Yeah.
I'm like, at first I was like, I don't know how to take this, but then I'm like, maybe this is good.
Yeah.
And because I didn't write her off and throw her in the friend zone, I'm with someone that makes me immensely happy.
I was gonna say, like, that's, and I understand, like, I agree with that. Like, take that little risk because, excuse me, the other option to that is the thing that usually gets told is, I just really appreciate our friendship and I don't want to complicate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and at that point it's like, so I've had situations in the past where like one girl was an old friend from like high school,
Yeah.
got in contact again in our early 20s. I was recently single. She was going through a divorce, and we were talking, and just like, okay, you know, and I was just like, hey, we should hang out and catch up. Like, let's go catch a movie or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I'd be really down for that. You know, I miss hanging out with you. We were just friends, and I honestly had no intentions beyond that. Like, it's one of those, like, hey, it'd be cool if something more come out of it, but I wasn't trying for it. I just wanted to go hang out with somebody. And then, like, the next day, she's like, well, I'm really nervous. Like, why are you nervous? Well, because, you know, like, we're supposed to go out Saturday, and I really want to, but I don't want to ruin our friendship. I'm like, you could have just not said anything and would have been fine. We could have gone out, and if nothing happened, hey, cool, we just friends. You know, I said, but now you brought it up, you shine the light on it. So now, at this point, like, if we don't, I feel like if we don't at least talk about pursuing it, we're gonna ruin the friendship anyway. And you know what happened?
Ruin the friendship.
2 days later, like,
It's all gone.
yeah, like
Like,
I
it's-
just texting her, joking around, and she just flipped out on me. I didn't even say anything like rude, offensive. I was just cutting jokes with her like I did in high school previous to that conversation.
Yeah.
And she's like, if you're just gonna fucking be like that, don't talk to me. Okay, bye.
Yep.
You know, and I just, after that, like, I loathe the friend zone, and I don't like people that put people in the friend zone. I can't tell you how many times I've come across a girl that I knew really liked me,
Yeah.
and like, well, I mean, if you don't want to be together, we can be friends. I'm like, I mean, nah, I don't.
It's also in line with.
I don't want to do that because I've been where she's at, and I don't want to put her through that and just be her buddy.
Yep, I was gonna say it also falls in line like when you're with someone for like this is one of the reasons why I was so messed up was like you're with someone for however long, but you know like they're significant in your life, right?
Yeah.
And when you split, they're like, oh, we can still be friends. No, fuck you. We're not still being friends.
Nothing I want
Like-
to do more than
See you happy with
Be-
someone else or some shit, dude. No, like knowing that like you're out there doing your thing with someone else, getting your thing done by someone else. No, dude, I'm out. Like you know this because like I was still hung up on my ex, which is whatever. I mean, to a degree, I still kind of am, but mainly because like she ruined this time of the year for me. Anyway, different topic for different story. Anyway, dude, I hated that because like she did the same thing. I was like, well, we can still be friends. No. I was wanting to marry you. I can't be just your fucking friend. There's no way.
It's like, hey, I know I wanted to spend the rest of my life with you, but that didn't work out. But, you want to go get waffles and watch a movie together? Besties.
And then I can tell you about how, like, Jimmy didn't do me right, like how you used to. Like, dude, no, I'm out. Like, why are you, like, no. You want me in your life, but you don't want me in your life. Like, thank you for that. Probably better to just be like, almost said old Yeller. Yeah, I caught myself. It's like old Yeller, like, oh, well, time to let you go, bud. Like, it sucks, but it is what it is, man. Like, I can't stand that friend zone crap. So I 100% agree with you on all that. Like, that's back you up on that hill any day. What's your third hill?
My third hill,
So we're doing top 3 here. Oh, and I am changing my third one because I have a much better one, and it might actually be more in line with what's currently trending right now.
So, talking about trending,
Don't you fucking do it. Don't you take my hill.
I don't know what your hill is. But, so, we're approaching, election time and all this.
Oh.
And
political hill.
There's a book. God, I wish I could remember the name of it. A friend of my dad's told me about the book. Anyway, my hill is that predestination and all that. Most things political in our world are predetermined long before we ever hear about them.
Oh yeah, I've been saying that for a while.
But like, there's a book somebody wrote where they supposedly study the genealogies of like every president, every world leader, and all this,
and they're all connected.
Supposedly, all the way back to like the Roman times. Supposedly,
yeah,
that's the general theory. But here's the kicker: where the conspiracy is that they did try to hide it. Because they are connected on their mother's bloodline. When you look at royalty and leaders, where do they always look?
Their mother?
They look to the father's bloodline.
Oh.
They're more worried about who the son and daughter of the king. You don't hear son and daughter of the queen.
Yeah.
And this whole theory that all the major world leaders are in theory related somehow, and it's like a whole predestination thing.
If at some point Squatch and Yeti go quiet, it's because we were killed.
Look, they won't kill us. They will just basically threaten our whole family and existence if we don't.
We can't say the K word. This is not going to go well. We're going to get canceled for saying the K word. We have to say unalive.
We have been canceled already. Like,
yeah. That's what's happening.
We're gonna actually do something wholesome one day that's gonna catch a lot of attention, and we're gonna go viral. And then they're gonna look back on our episodes and be like, "Oh God,
these guys are not good."
Fuck you guys. But no, like, just thinking about like politics and stuff like that, and just.
Dude,
I'm sorry. The world.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people can agree with that hill, though. I know that there's probably going to be some comments somewhere, maybe out there, people disagreeing with that, but that's why it's called a hill. And I'm going to back you up on that hill because, dude, I've been saying it for a while now. The wolves are leading the sheep. I will say it again for the ones in the back. The wolves are leading the sheep. There's no shepherd anymore, man. Hasn't been for a while.
Yep.
And with like what you just said, like, dude, like. I'm kind of wanting to look into this now because, like, it makes so much sense. What's a better way to hide something than just in plain sight? Because it's so blatantly obvious as to how the way people think is like, oh, look at the man thing. I'm not trying to be like a sexist person here or anything. I'm not trying to do anything.
That the statement's historically accurate.
Yes, it's like they're just here like, look at the king. The man obviously has a royal lineage. The woman, nah, fuck her. Like. Yeah, we're not going to worry about the queen.
So in theory, they can use the female bloodline to
Stay in the workings of everything.
just keep it hush hush, and then
it's almost like a parasitic thing that's like just leached on and kind of.
it's almost like
That's just scary to even add more to the scariness. Dude,
Yeah.
like you can't. There's just so many blatant things. If you're not somewhat,
we let a dementia patient in the Oval Office.
Well, have you seen the theories on that?
Which theories? I've seen a lot of
That
theories on
he's
that.
actually like. There's very seldom like the times that he obviously can't speak. That's the real Biden. But then times like when he's like just quiet and he's walking kind of proper,
Mm-hmm.
that's a body double.
Yeah, well, so they since this whole COVID thing, they've got the whole conspiracy. You see him now; he's suddenly taller.
Yeah, he's taller. He stands up more straight. And I think Joe Rogan made one where he was going up onto Air Force One, and like his hands weren't as old looking as his face.
Yeah, so I've seen a deal. Somebody like took a picture of his hands during that, and they took a picture of Barack Obama's hands.
Oh my goodness!
But hear me out though.
They think it's Obama in by drag.
I mean,
by drag.
Obama and whiteface. Okay,
That's racist. You can't do that.
he's
Only Robert Downey Jr. can pull off any kind of changing of face. Okay, we all know this.
But like, I mean, think about it though. He's suddenly walking correctly. He's taller.
I know. Yeah.
It's trippy to think about. But no, like we let him come in and crazy Kamala standing behind him, probably pushing the buttons.
Yeah.
Like let's just
Like literally pushing buttons on him. Oh.
maybe.
Ugh.
Yeah.
We're gonna get unalived. We keep this talk going. Need to change topics. We're gonna be like that guy with the mushrooms, and I'm gonna just stare at you blankly, be like,
Listen, you know what? If I see the black SUV in front of my house, all I can say is FBI. All I gotta do is push Y and I'll drive off in that SUV.
"What?"
GTA.
Let's say this isn't GTA, dude. What the hell?
Listen, that one night I come over here and pop that little treat going to drive home, and I'm like, oh God. Looking at my car and I'm like, press Y to drive.
I want some cookies now. I hate you.
And like I'm like moving my thumb like I'm going on the controller to play Grand Theft Auto. That was a scary night.
This is amazing, dude.
Do not drive under the influence ever
Of anything.
because
Dude.
it's scary and makes everything feel
It's hilarious.
yeah.
Your 2-minute drive not even became a 3-hour drive of trying to figure out the tutorial.
Look, okay, have you ever this little step off topic for a second. You ever, popped an edible or something and then like something only took 3 minutes felt like it took 3 hours?
Yes.
There was one time.
May or may not have happened last night.
Well, so there was one time I was with somebody. I was on cloud fucking Mars, okay? I was like
Cloud Mars.
like I
was up there with Arnold.
like I was looking down on the earth like, bro, I didn't even know it was purple.
Is the Earth purple?
It was that night. Well, so go to leave. Person I was riding with, get in the car, Sirius XM comes on. We just drove across town
Yeah.
and I think it's the Alter Bridge song like On This Day or whatever.
Yeah.
On this day, whatever. Well, that started and I'm like, I fucking love this song. And I'm staring at the radio the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
listening to the song. And I was like, I didn't know that song was that long. Like, what? It's not. It was like a 3 or 4 minute drive. Like, I feel like we've been listening to that for 9 hours.
That's amazing, dude.
Like, I feel like it was a whole all night road trip.
That is absolutely amazing.
And Miles Kennedy entertained me the whole time.
Well, Miles reminds me of my third hill.
What's that?
Marvel is better than DC. Done. I admit it. Yep. Here we go. I told you I was going to change it and it was going to cause an argument. Marvel is better than DC, and I am going to die on this hill. And before you get too much of your underwear in a tizzy,
I'm going to let you finish what you say before I chime in.
Marvel has got way more relatable characters. By far. By far more relatable characters. Whether it be humor, like maybe like broodiness, whatever have you, more relatable. Can't tell me I'm wrong.
No, so the MCU portrays that better.
I'm like referring like to comics and stuff.
But in the comics, here's the thing: like 90% of Marvel is in some way ripping off DC,
or doing it better.
Well, it's really easy to improve on something that was already made.
So what you're saying is the entirety of Marvel was ripped off of DC?
Not the entirety, but a lot of it was.
You don't think the vice versa was a thing?
Well, no, because Detective Comics come out way earlier.
No. I'm sorry, but I love DC. Don't get me wrong. Trust me, I've been thinking about this for a while. I really think Marvel is better than DC. I'm not saying by a large margin, but there are a crap ton more relatable characters in Marvel because of, I feel like it's more grounded to like the real world and stuff. Like there's like they go like to like New York, with Spider-Man and stuff. Then you have like the X-Men and stuff traversing like over to like Canada and stuff to do something for Logan to go find him or whatever, like it uses the real world locations. It uses like, I don't know. I love that already. Like, I don't know why. It's just cool to me. So,
I mean, that's a really hard argument because like then we also have Wakanda and
I'm getting that, and Krakoa for like the mutants and everything. Yes. But that also goes in line with we know very little about our own world still. So, like, who's to say that kind of shit doesn't exist? I'm not saying, like, Wakanda's real. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm getting at, like, hidden parts of the world is what I'm getting at. So, like, unlike that, like, you have DC where it's, like, you have so many people with these crazy superpowers. It's like, what the fuck? And then, like, I don't know. I feel like DC, yes, it was the originator of, like, comic characters and heroes and shit. I'm not denying that, but I think Marvel is just doing it better.
I don't know, man. I love the MCU. I love Marvel Comics. Like when it comes to live action films, I will give it 100% to Marvel.
I just love Marvel, like the games, the comics, the movies, like across the board, dude. Marvel has got it down. With the exception of a few Marvel characters, my biggest issue with Marvel, and it's not really an issue so much as Marvel's a little campier than DC. Okay.
Like, I don't know. Like, I like the darkness to a lot of DC stuff. Like,
I like the darkness too, but they don't. There's too much darkness. Like, there's never like a little bit of light-headed stories and stuff. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I would encourage you to delve a little deeper in like the Flash's comics and stuff. Like,
I don't like the Flash though. That's why I don't delve down
but
into it.
A lot of like,
I'm not a fan of the Flash,
and especially like the Wally West Flash and all that.
Yeah,
a lot of his like so like where everyone loves like the quirkiness and humor of like Peter Parker and stuff like that. That's all in a lot of the Flash comics too. If you actually read into them,
Yeah, I know. Like the
Like-
Flash is like mouthy, and so is like Wally and all them. Like they're kind of like the Spider-Mans of the fucking DC stuff, so to
yeah.
speak.
And I mean, honestly, for me, of course, like I said, I like the darkness. My favorite thing about some of the Spider-Man comics, I will say, is they're very like if you get deep into like the Peter Parker lore, especially later on in life, he's very like depressed and moody.
Oh yeah,
And the one thing I will say is the humor of how they handle it, because so there's one comic where he kind of goes into like the whole Spider-Verse with the different Spider-Man,
and he talks to like the
and he's
the
like
higher beings.
talking about how
Yeah.
like, man, he just life sucks, he just can't keep his family together, none of this, and it's all horrible.
Yeah, they fuck
And they're
with
all
him.
like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, like,
They're like, oh no, our lives are great, like
yeah,
I have a family. And he's like, Peter's like, dude, what? Like,
yeah,
so am I the worst Spider-Man? And they're like, nah, we're just messing with you, bro.
yeah. One of them was like, I have cancer, and
Yeah.
other one's like, I lost my entire family. And it's like, yeah, yeah.
Which, little interruption here while we're talking about comic books, dude. For any of y'all who do not know who Comic Storian is,
Oh yeah.
rest in peace, dude. If you love comic books, go continue to support his YouTube channel.
Yeah, comic historian.
It's just Comic Storian, not Comic Historian.
Comic historian. I'm gonna say comic historian because that's how I remembered him. Anyway, yeah, Benny passed away. It was a car accident, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a few weeks ago, a month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago, I think. But it's been on our minds for a while because like we really enjoyed his content and stuff. Like I remember the first time I ever watched his stuff was the full compilation of like all the Thor storyline and stuff, like Mighty Thor, Thor Odin's son, like all of those. Like he compiled them all together into like an hour, 2 hour long video. Dude, it is like the coolest thing to listen to, like Thor comic being narrated while you're cleaning your house. You still get to be like kid and like, oh, you're listening to comics? Hell yeah. But you're still being an adult cleaning house.
Well,
So-
like the way he handled it too was like
Yeah.
he turned just reading a comic book to you into like a cinematic thing.
Yeah, I liked how like the way that they edit their videos and stuff on that channel is really good. Really well done. Like it's like what you're saying, like you're hearing them narrate it and you're seeing like the strips of the comic like go along with it. Like they do pretty well with it and they're really good with it. On the what was it, like the trademarking thing? Because I know if they don't edit it just right, like the video won't.
And a
won't
lot of
come up.
times he would change the dialogue up
Yes.
just slightly so
it
he didn't
wouldn't get
like
trademarked heavily.
Yeah. And one thing I loved about Benny was, and what got me into his channel was he was a diehard like Red Hood fan. Like that was one of his
I was gonna
favorite heroes.
It was his favorite DC character, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah, so I know his
or at least in his
friend
top
that-
three.
His friend that like
Kind of took over a little bit.
still kind of does the channel and releases content for him. They released a new Red Hood comic recently, and he did a little video on it. And he's like, "I'm not a Red Hood fan, but this was like Benny's go-to DC
Yeah.
guy, so like I feel like I had to do a video on it."
I would really like to see, like, how like they did like the Punisher. I wouldn't mind having a Punisher game again. I think that'd be really
Yeah.
good. I think they had a Punisher game back in the day, but I feel like Punisher and Red Hood are the same. Like they're practically the same. Technically, both died,
Yeah,
but come back type thing. They both are insanely good with firearms as well as their standard hand-to-hand combat training. Like I think it's safe to
so-
say that those two are the same.
Oh, like those are two of my favorite heroes. I'm a sucker as much as like I'm a big fan of like Superman or Spider-Man and stuff like that.
People with abilities, people
I
without
love
abilities.
the just genuine, just badass humans like
Yeah,
Batman,
Red Hood,
Iron Man,
Iron Man.
the whole Bat family basically.
Yeah, I would say Nightwing and yeah,
You know, the Punisher, he is like one of the dopest heroes ever. Like he is just he purely won't die out of spite.
he's like the Doom guy.
Like, you know, especially you watch like John Bernthal's Punisher on Netflix, Disney, whatever.
Hmm.
I mean, the dude has been mangled, shot, beat, bones broken, and he's just like too angry to die.
I say it sounds like the Doom guy from like Doom.
Yeah.
That's his whole source of power is that he hates demons. Like he hates hell. That's what continues him to survive and live for as long as he has, because his sole purpose for existing is his hatred of hell. So like it's just like, yeah, that's awesome. Let's go slaughter some demons.
Yeah, so one of the things I always wish like be like a really cool, you know, Bat in the Sun does the superpower beatdowns.
Yeah, I like that shit.
And I think they did one on like Red Hood versus Punisher.
They did?
Or it was Red Hood. It might have been like Red Hood and somebody else. They did anyways. I always thought that would be a really cool one. But then as I got like further into the Red Hood lore, I'm like, oh, well then, you know, when he left Gotham for a while,
No.
he trained with the League of Assassins. So like all he's got to do is get the firearms away from Frank Castle and then golden. But then I got further deep in the Punisher
I
lore.
was gonna say he's
And in some of the later issues of the Punisher, there's actually, so, you know, there's like the hand and the fist or whatever.
it's the hand and fist in Marvel.
And well, with that, one of the more recent runs I've read, the Punisher actually become like the fist of the fist.
But I think he
and
became
Daredevil was
yeah.
like head of the hand.
I think
at one
I
point.
showed you that one, didn't I?
Maybe so.
It was like Punisher was the fist and Daredevil was hand, and he also had like he was married to Elektra, and they had Stick helping them as well.
Yeah, but so like
And-
you had the Punisher now also trained in like martial arts style, like
Yeah.
katana combat and all
yeah,
this.
like
And I'm
he's
now I really want to watch that beatdown because like
yeah, the Punisher fucking went toe to toe with Daredevil, man. So like Daredevil is one of probably the best martial artists in Marvel, as being a human without any really like super abilities other than he can hear, smell, and taste things. But like
yeah,
technically, he doesn't like he's very like
his
acrobatic
superpower
and
is that
shit,
he's
and
disabled.
pretty much. And like he fights a lot of people that he actually is quite capable of fucking taking on, because he's just, he knows, like he's kind of like the Green Arrow and shit. Like I said, DC is very close on that hill, but I'm gonna give it to Marvel for the simple fact, like I said earlier, across the board, man, they're killing it. Comics, movies, video games, killing it on all of them.
I mean,
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
agree to disagree on that.
All right, I'm just saying, like that's why I'm saying that's my hill. So I figured that would be a nice little change on you there from the third hill I had mentioned earlier, which I actually
What was the third hill you were gonna do?
I have forgotten now because I got really excited about changing it to this. So it was another goofy dumb thing though.
Yeah,
I think it's probably something else about food. We shouldn't have done this right around lunchtime. I'm starving.
see, I had a few
I
other
think-
hills, but
I
I
think-
was just
yeah.
kind of like, yeah.
I wanted to say I wanted to do 5 hills. I'm gonna go ahead and say this now.
I did too.
I know, but I have stuff I have to do today, so that's why I was like, can we do 3 and make them good ones? And so like I was like, we're gonna do a goofy one, and I'm really glad I got that Marvel thing out there, because again, that was kind of like what I meant by the whole trending was Wolverine and Deadpool. If you haven't seen the movie, go see it. I'm not dropping spoilers yet. I was surprising Squatch with this because we have some people out there who I know haven't seen it yet, and we're not going to do any spoilers, but please go see it. I actually thought about seeing it again.
I've been thinking about watching it again.
Like, I would happily, like, this is how good it is, people. I will go and drop, what was it, like $30?
Yeah, by the time you
for
got
a drink and a ticket. A drink and a ticket. I don't know why I went like freaking Stephen Hawking ticket. Give me the ticket. I want to see the movie. Give me that ticket.
So does Stephen Hawking sound like your whole phone thing? Faster, faster, faster.
Turn me on. Turn me off. I can imagine Stephen Hawking having sex with Yoshi. Give me your tongue. Use your tongue. And then you just got Yoshi. I'm sorry.
That's something I never wanted to imagine. And yet, here we are.
Oh, yeah. Use your tongue again. He's dying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ultron's porn collection.
Oh my lord. That's terrible.
He's over there. Humans are so horrible and they watch all this offensive stuff. Meanwhile, Voltron.
Voltron.
Yes, Voltron. Listen, there's 5 people stuck in Voltron for too much time. They got to be in some weird stuff.
Ew.
You go into Ultron's browsing history in his brain, and it's like just the fucking little plug in the phone in faster and faster.
Bro. Speaking of phones, I think it's about time we wrap this up because I need to go get I gotta go get a new phone. Like, dude, it's dead. It's just I heard it twice vibrate in there on the desk. Like, it's just I was like, oh, it's resetting again. And I can't keep it on long enough to try to fix it, man. It's just stupid.
All right, well, with that being said, we'll wrap up episode 13 of the Squatch and Yeti show.
Yeah.
Thank all y'all for listening. Check us out.
Give us some of your hills that you would probably.
Yes.
Like, I want to know that. Like, comment somewhere, Facebook. We're on YouTube, right?
Yes, we are on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music,
yeah,
Facebook.
Reach out via
Instagram,
Facebook, YouTube. When this goes up, like want to hear your comments. Want to hear some hills?
Let us know what hills you won't come off of or you'll die on.
Or what hills have eyes for you? Yeah.
But
I told you I was gonna get a joke in there.
They're going to listen to this and be like, man, there's idiots up in these hills.
Oh, yeah. Yes, there is. There be squatching Yetis in them hills.
There's not gold in them hills, just idiots.
There's squatching Yetis in them hills, boys. Better be careful. They'll nerd out on you.
But y'all hit us up, follow us, share us, do all that good stuff. And just remember, as I said, I was going to include this. If anyone's needing someone to talk to, any mental health stuff, reach out to the National Crisis Line or reach out to us, your friends, family, anyone. Just, if we can't entertain you, hopefully we can at least help you. So,
yeah, we definitely got your back on both fronts. Which is weird that I say that. We got your back on both fronts. That's awkward to say. How does that even work? Topic for another time.
Thank y'all for listening. We're going to shut this down before Yeti gets any more confused.
Angry.